When I need answers about anything to do with personal growth, I go straight to my mom and my aunt. Here they are, Priscilla Babin and Tina Gilliatt with the Sister Sauce.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Sister Sauce. I'm Priscilla Babin and I'm here with my favorite sister, my only sister, Tina Gilliatt.
But
Hey.
if you would have more than one sister, I would be your favorite. I just know. I have
Okay,
all the
we'll go with
confidence that I would I would be your favorite sister. Yes, for
You're the
sure.
best sister.
Guess what's coming up this weekend?
Uh, it's not my birthday.
No,
It's St. Patrick's Day.
it is. Although the parades are being postponed because of the rain. That's what I
Yeah.
hear. But yes, Sunday is St. Patrick's Day, and we're going to be talking about that in our meat sauce today. But I have a surprise for you.
Oh, no.
I wanted to give you a few trivia questions. And with all the research that we've done on St. Patrick's Day, you may know some of the answers, but I will be honest and tell you I only knew one of the answers when I read these questions. So if you don't know the answer, you should not feel bad. But I'm going to ask you just a couple or maybe three. Okay. So do you know? This is the one I knew, so I'm hoping you'll know it.
Okay.
What's the tagline for the breakfast cereal Lucky Charms? Da-na, da-na, da-na-na.
Oh, they're magically delicious. Thank you. Thank you for that. And
I knew that one too.
I panicked. I got them mixed up with the Keebler elves. Nothing
Yeah.
tastes better than cereal made in a tree. I don't. Oh, okay.
Okay, see if you know this one. Once I heard the answer to this one, I kind of realized that I did know it, but I didn't think of it. What Irish phrase means Ireland forever?
Is it Erin go bra?
Yes, good job.
I wasn't. I never
Once
knew
I
what that
read
was,
the
but I had
answer
to
to
throw it
that
out.
one, I was like, I can't believe I didn't think of that because I mean, I should have known that. Okay, here's one more. And I will tell you that I was 2/3 right on the answer to this one, but didn't get all three parts. So just saying that might help you with the answer.
Okay.
Well, it does say, what are the three colors of the Irish flag? I remembered two of them, not the third.
Red, white, and green, right?
No. See,
No.
I said white and green, which are correct, but the third color, you are close. It's a form. Orange.
Orange.
Yeah.
Right.
It's red and yellow mixed. So it's close. You're kind of like, so technically you're like 2.5 out of 3. But yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. They had some really interesting trivia questions that I found on this one website. And some of them were absolutely insane. I'm thinking, how would anybody get the answers to these questions? But we're going to answer some of them in our meat sauce today.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yep.
Do you have any hot sauce to spice things up when we get started?
Sure, let's start it off with something spicy. I started out kind of feeling really hot saucy about this. And then when I zoomed in on the pictures I was looking at, I thought, oh, maybe I don't have a leg to stand on, but I still feel I do. My daughter sent me a meme that she saw on, I guess it's called a meme. I always use that term wrong. You know that. I always use that term wrong. But anyway, it was an image that was on Instagram or one of the social media websites. And it was John Cena and Katy Perry in their images from the Oscars. Okay. Mm-hmm. Katy Perry had on a very revealing dress that actually had the corset type strings on the back of the skirt, and you could see her booty crack. And I didn't realize that you could see that when my daughter first sent me the picture. I thought, well, it's a little revealing. You can see her back a little bit. And I didn't realize that you could see the crack. So it was a little much. But on the opposite side, on the left, that picture was on the right. And on the left, it was a picture of John Cena, who did a naked skit during the Oscars. And I didn't watch the Oscars, so I had to look up why was John Cena naked. But anyway, what Livia was showing me in the image that she sent, the meme or whatever you want to call it, is that there were comments on both pictures by people that had come across them on social media. And on the picture of Katy Perry, the comments were all nasty. They were just horrible. It was, I'll read a couple of them to you. Go find a dress, have some self-respect. Are you kidding me? How disgusting. Somebody else wrote, do we need to see this? Question mark, question mark. And then I'll just go ahead and read the last one. I'm old enough to remember when women had self-respect. I'll never understand the need to put so much on display. Some things just need to be kept private. And then on the picture of John Cena, who appears to be completely naked, but I learned after I Googled it that he was actually wearing I guess you'd call it a G-string, that was nude colored. It was skin colored. So it looked like he was naked, and he's holding a little sign in front of himself for the skit that they did. But the comments on this picture of this man that is practically naked were, I love Cena, heart, heart, heart. Another one, that was too funny. He looks better either way, clothes on or off. And then another one, that's what you call confidence. And his body is the best part about him. Now, do I think Katie's outfit was skimpy? Yeah, I do. And I'm not sure I would wear something like that in public, but that's her body, her say so. Same thing with him, his body, his say so. But the difference in the comments are what struck me. And then when I took it one step further and looked at who was writing all the comments, I was a little angry and hot and bothered, as we say on the Sister Sauce. The comments on both pictures were primarily women. Interesting, right? The women were shaming Katy Perry. In fact, all of the comments on Katy Perry's were women. And half of the comments on John Cena's were men. One of them I wasn't sure if it was a man or a woman. The name was not one that you could distinguish. But I'm assuming that given the names, it was 2 women, 2 men on the 4 comments on John Cena, all women on the comments on Katy Perry. So here's my thing. Women, stop shaming women. It's bad enough that men do it. But when women keep beating each other down and shaming each other, oh my goodness. How about, hey, Katy Perry's in her, 40s? How about Katy Perry looks dang good for 40-ish, right? She does. She looks good. And so I heard an expression a long time ago about how if a woman sees another woman struggling, she shouldn't steal her crown. She should help her straighten it. And I probably am saying that wrong, but it was something along those lines. And I agree. If you see another woman struggling or in not handling things so well, you should help her out. You should knock her down. And that's all there is to it. That's my hot sauce.
I agree. I looked it up. She's 39, so you were close.
She's pushing
Yeah.
40, so she
Could be
she
40
looks good, honey.
soon. But
If I had a body like hers, I might be more prone to show my butt crack.
I don't know if I would want
It'd
my
be wrinkly
butt
now.
exposed. What if it was, how you I'm not even gonna start speculating.
I've always
But
I've always thought the whole thong underwear was way out there.
yeah.
I'd be
Well,
like,
actually it's way up there. It's way up there.
I'm like, isn't that like having a wedgie?
You floss
It
in your
feels like
butt.
having a wedgie all day long.
It
That's
sounds
kind of gross.
and I've seen some like people who I can't even tell you where I've heard it, but I've heard people who said that they love thongs and that they are comfortable, and I'm just like, maybe some people like it, but that is not for everyone. I don't even like thong shoes, the sandals. I don't like flossing any part of my
Flip-flops.
body.
Yeah, you don't like flip-flops.
Having to floss my teeth is bad enough. I don't want to floss anything else. So that's
No
where I
other body
stand
parts, huh?
on
Yeah.
thongs.
It
But
took me a while to get used to flip-flops, and I love them now, but yeah, I know what you mean about them. It
yeah,
is hard to get used to.
the thing that really struck me is when you were reading the comments, and it's they're say the one person said that John Cena had confidence
Mhm.
to go almost naked. Katy Perry is not almost naked. She's just got a little peekaboo at her
Right.
butt crack. And it's not even that big. And if you think about it, most people are just going to see the front of her. She's not going to go, it's the Oscars. She probably wasn't up for anything. She probably didn't go stand on stage and face the back so everybody could look at it. How many people, that it was the photographers taking pictures of her that are showing it off. Most of the night she was probably sitting on it. So, who knows? But then the comment for her was that she lacked self-respect.
Yeah. So he has a lot of confidence. She lacks self-respect.
Yeah,
No.
no. Makes you want to slap somebody, don't it?
It does. It does. We have to do better as women. We
Yeah.
all have to do better.
Yes.
But women disrespecting women.
That's so gross.
It
It's so
is.
gross. I'm not going to be like, yay, I see your butt crack, but I'm definitely not going to put her down for it. I would make different choices, but I
don't know
do not
why,
have her
but
body.
I'm suddenly thinking about throwing hot dogs. Oh,
That'd be one way to
last week's
go.
episode. Oh my goodness.
Just sriracha
Oh,
you and
Katie,
sriracha
Katie.
you. Tabasco the other ones.
But anyway, not going to be wearing any butt crack revealing outfits anytime soon. However,
Or flesh-colored thongs.
exactly. But I do support a woman's right to wear whatever she wants to wear.
We'll
Okay.
go with that. That sounds
I
good.
think this topic has gone way off the rails.
As it usually does.
Yes, indeed. We got some interesting stuff to share today about St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
I'm
Some
going to let
fun
you
facts.
start.
Fun
Some fun
facts.
facts about St. Patrick's Day. Olivia
Oh,
always says that. Fun
fact.
fact.
Yeah.
I always think that's so cute.
Or if it's something disappointing, not so fun fact. Yeah, y'all really got to watch The Good Place.
Okay. It's
It
on my
reminds me
list.
of Janet.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to start. We can alternate like usual.
Sure.
Our first fun fact about St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick was born in 385 AD in a place believed to be Benevento Bernay, in a town in Roman Britain. His exact place of birth is uncertain. But he died in the 5th century in the year 461 AD at Saldownpatrick, Ireland. So that's our first fact about Saint Patrick.
Okay. Second fun fact is that St. Patrick's Day commemorates the arrival of Christianity in Ireland, and that happened in the year 432. So he would have been 47 at the time.
Mm.
Interesting.
Wow.
St. Patrick was born to Roman parents, Calpurnius and Conchessa.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, that's cool. He was not Irish, he was English, and his given name was Maewyn Suckett.
I think that's pronounced Sukkot.
It's Suckett. Oh, that's how they say it in the Veggie Tales video.
Oh, really? Okay.
Of course, it
Go
is
ahead and
a
explain
worm
that.
with a very thick accent. So, or a caterpillar. I'm not sure what he is. So I don't know, but we're gonna share with y'all my favorite St. Patrick's Day cartoon video, which is from Veggie Tales, and I can't, off the top of my head, I can't remember which video it's included in. Yeah, I'm not gonna take a guess at it because I love all of them, but it was included with one of the movies. And nothing in the rest of it was related to St. Patrick's Day, but it was a short that was part of it, and it was Lufty, who is, I don't know what he is. He's like a little inchworm or something, or a caterpillar, but he does a flannelgram of the life of St. Patrick, and it's incredibly funny and cute, and it's not too long. So y'all have to watch that. That's your homework today.
Yeah, I think it's like 8 minutes long. It's not too bad.
But, yeah, and so, but he got his name changed, of course, because we don't call it Maewyn Suckett Day. It's St. Patrick's Day, but that was once he was became a, I guess once he became a priest or after he was sainted. I don't know I don't know a lot of Catholic stuff, so.
The funny thing is that Maywin, I kept trying to think of who do I know named Maywin? I know somebody by that name. And then I remembered it was a coworker of mine. His wife was named Maywin, although I don't think she spelled it the same way. And she was definitely not Irish or European in any way.
Huh.
So I'm not sure what nationality she was. But I remember Maywin was her name and he called her May.
Huh.
Yeah. I used to like that name a lot. Well, did you know that at the age of 16, St. Patrick was kidnapped by a group of Irish raiders who were attacking his family's estate, and that's when he was taken to Ireland? Mm-hmm. He worked there for 6 years tending sheep, and then he escaped and became a priest.
Kidnapped by pirates is good.
6 years. So he became a priest probably when he was in his early 20s.
Yeah. That's pretty young. That's pretty average, I think.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, because, well, I mean, maybe a little young.
Well, that's true, because you think about somebody that's going to college for 4 years.
And, they generally, go straight from college. That's the traditional route. So he might have been a little on the young side, though. He probably should have been mid-20s. St. Patrick's Day is also known as the Feast of St. Patrick and the Day of the Festival of Patrick. Patrick studied and received his training in religion for more than 12 years after he escaped the captivity of the Irish raiders. That kind of conflicts. That timeline doesn't seem right.
Well, so he became a priest.
I guess he was still studying.
After 6 years attending sheep, but it doesn't say that he became a priest overnight. So maybe it took a while.
Ah.
Yeah.
So
it is a little confusing now.
Probably was his 30s then.
Okay.
It was 12 years.
So,
oh well.
This was one of my favorite facts in the articles. And I don't think I had ever heard this before. St. Patrick used the shamrock, a young sprig of clover, to teach the pagans about the Holy Trinity. Had you ever heard that before? You're smiling. You
In the
must.
VeggieTales video.
Oh, I'm sorry. See, this is me not ever remembering things I see in children's shows. The shamrock is now the official flower of Ireland. I didn't know that either. And it is associated with St. Patrick. I obviously knew that, but I didn't realize that it was symbolizing the Trinity. I think that's cool.
Yep. And St. Patrick's Day has been observed by the Irish as a religious holiday for more than 1,000 years.
That's
A
cool.
long time.
But it's not always been green associated with St. Patrick's Day.
This is one I
Blue.
didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't know this one either. Blue was actually the color that was associated with St. Patrick before the adoption of green as the color for the festival. The color blue was featured both in royal court and on ancient Irish flags. That's interesting because when we were talking about the flag, I was thinking that I remembered that there was blue on the Irish flag at one point. So that's interesting. In 1798, the color green became officially associated with the day.
I wonder what made them decide that. Did some yellow get on the
Yeah.
flags? The flag started yellowing and it turned green, and like, okay, it's green now. We don't feel like getting up there and changing this.
Okay, our new official colors are green and white and orange, not yellow or not blue. That's so funny. That's true. And I've had happy accidents like that where I've had clothes fade or wash badly, and then I like the color of them better.
Yeah.
I had a shirt that I wore for a long time that was white and lacy, and something happened in the washing machine that it turned it cream colored, and so it was no longer white, and it was more off-white or cream colored, and I liked it better.
It's a happy accident.
Yeah.
The first parade, the first St. Patrick's Day parade in Ireland was held in Waterford in Ireland. The first in Ireland. We're going to have even more interesting fun fact about parades later. The oldest and fifth most populous city in the Republic of Ireland is Waterford, and that was in 1903. Y'all remember 1903? Remember that date, because we got a different date for you for some other parades.
And there are over 34.8 million residents with Irish ancestry. So to put that into perspective, it's more than 7 times the population of Ireland. Isn't that crazy? 34.8 billion. Irish is the second most common ancestry among Americans, falling just behind German.
I guess we're pretty common.
That means German, like we're number 1. With our German ancestry.
The commoners. One claim in history deeply associated with St. Patrick is that he banished all the snakes from Ireland. However, this claim is not true because it's been discovered that the chances of survival of snakes in Ireland are minimal because of the cold conditions in the region. And some say the snakes actually, it was actually like a metaphor, which is interesting because the clover was a metaphor for the Trinity, sort of. So they're saying that they used a metaphor of snakes to represent the pagan people that he converted to Christianity. So he drove out their paganism and not actually snakes.
That's interesting. That was one of the trivia questions was what common reptile is not naturally found in Ireland? And it was snakes. And so I thought that was kind of interesting. Let's see, let me not skip anything. On this day, on St. Patrick's Day, Catholics attend church in the morning and then watch the parade after church. Sort of like we do here in New Orleans.
It really is. Yeah, I was gonna say ours is always on a Sunday afternoon.
I've only ever been to a St. Patrick's Day parade one time. It
Me
was fun
too.
though.
Yeah. I went to one when I was younger. They're kind of wild and crazy.
They
Because
are because I mean, if you get hit with a pair of beads, it's one thing, but if you get hit with a cabbage or a potato,
uh-huh.
ouch, that could really hurt.
Uh-huh. Yep. I vividly remember I went with my husband's family and his grandfather. This was before we were married, because his grandfather was still alive and pretty spry for his age. And we were chasing him down the street because he was running after a float because he felt he had the potential to catch more cabbages. And we finally caught up to him and he had an armload of cabbages.
That's crazy.
But,
Oh my gosh.
he
And,
had,
and you were thinking this old guy's crazy, and he was probably like 52 at the time, you know.
oh gosh, no, he was older than me, I think. But he had very obvious Irish ancestry too. So I think he was sort of a ringer, Here's something that they do somewhere for we've got a whole bunch of things, well, not a whole bunch, but we've got several facts about local things that are local to different places. But this one is, I left it in this list because I thought it was interesting. The Chicago River, the system of rivers and canals, which has a combined length of 156 miles, is dyed green for St. Patrick's Day, and they've been doing it since 1962. And I mean, I've seen it in pictures and seen it in some movies. I think I want to say in oh shoot, what's the name of the one with Harrison Ford? The Fugitive. In The Fugitive, the Harrison Ford version, which was a remake, which is a very good movie. There's a scene, I think, where he is by the river and the river is green and there's like noise or something they use to identify where he's at, because there's a parade going on and he's trying to get lost in the parade so he doesn't get caught by Tommy Lee Jones. But so I've seen pictures and stuff of it, but that's just crazy that it says they have to well, it says the first year that the river was dyed green, they used 100 pounds of vegetable dye and it kept the river green for almost a week. But today they only use 40 pounds of the green dye to color the river for just the day and to keep the environmental damages in check. And now the dye lasts only for about 5 hours. So it's only green for a little while. So
Yeah.
it's not all day. It's just part of the day, long enough probably for people to get a peek at it if there's that many miles of it.
Yeah, when I saw that one, my first thought was, I wonder if that's environmentally safe. And then I read the background on it. For some reason, I thought that there was like a bayou or a river in Louisiana that they did that too, but I couldn't find anything about it when I looked. Be funny if they dyed like the Irish Channel green.
Yeah, or Bayou St. John. But if they're already kind of green, it's so dirty.
They're algae
Full of
green.
scum.
They're not
Yeah,
St.
it's
Patrick's
scum
Day
green,
green.
not Kelly green.
Okay, here's another one. Guinness, which is an Irish dark beer that originated in the brewery of Arthur Guinness, sales almost double on St. Patrick's Day as compared to the regular days when 5.5 million pints of it. Yeah, right?
So 11
almost
million
double.
pints of 11 million pints.
Yeah.
That's a lot of beer. A lot of dark beer. I like dark beer better than light beer, but
I've
I'm
never
not
been a
really a
huge
beer
beer
person.
fan, but
Yeah, I'm not a beer person, but if I was
yeah.
gonna drink a beer, I'd be a dark beer or amber. Wow. That's a lot
One
of
of these
beer.
days I'll try beer again. It's not that enticing though.
Now, how many Weight Watchers points is that?
Oh, good question. We'll have to look that one up. I'll stick to my
Drink that low
5-point
carb
line.
beer.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
I get way much more enjoyment about that. It's funny
Yeah.
how when you're counting the points for things that you're putting in your mouth, you decide that some things are just not worth it.
Yeah. It's true. Okay. The next one is the 200th anniversary of St. Patrick's Day was marked in the Sydney Opera House by making it green. And I think they still light they turn on green lights. And I did read somewhere else, and it might be somewhere in our facts, that a lot of stadiums and whatnot that have lights that they can change the color, like the Superdome.
Oh, you read my
Annual
mind.
ones
Yeah.
will probably be lit up red and or orange and green and white for maybe my color my sensation of color is not good, that I thought it was red. Or maybe I'm just thinking because of the Irish Italian parade.
Yeah. That's true, huh? Maybe that's why. Yeah. Okay. Well, where is the world's shortest St. Patrick's parade? That would be in an Irish town called Dribsey.
What was?
Cork held the shortest St. Patrick's Day parade until 1999, when one of the bars closed and they had nowhere to put everyone. The parade was initially held between two pubs, and so it was only about 90 meters long, kind of like a pub crawl, right?
You could literally crawl that far.
They have a claim in the Guinness Book of Records at one stage. So the official world's shortest parade, St. Patrick's Day parade route, is in Hot Springs, Arkansas now. They've been running the event since 2003 on the shortest street in everyday use in the world. That's a quote. As it was named by Ripley's Believe It or Not in the 1940s. Bridge Street, which is only about 98 feet long, hosts an hour-long parade, which includes Elvis impersonators, a Blarney Stone kissing contest, and various other performers.
I don't know if I'd want to kiss a Blarney Stone, especially
Arkansas.
after somebody else.
I'm always
Do
interested.
they sanitize it in between?
Yeah, good question.
And they must be walking really slow to only go
Yeah,
98
an
feet an
hour for 90 feet.
That's a third.
What's
That's
up
a
with that?
third is a third of
98
the
feet.
size of the one in Ireland. 98 feet, Lord. That's one math I can do. I know the difference in feet and yards.
Uh-oh. Wait, is this next one about hot dogs? No.
I hope not. Close. On this day, people usually eat corned beef and cabbage
Ooh.
and wear green. However, corned beef is an English dish, not an Irish dish. And I'm not a fan of corned beef personally. I like beef. I like corn. I don't like corned beef.
Oh, I like corned beef. I haven't had it in many, many, many years. It was one of the dishes that they served in the cafeteria where I worked for a while, corned beef and cabbage. And maybe it was only on St. Patrick's Day, but never been a really huge fan of cabbage. However, AJ does stewed cabbage and it caramelizes and it smells so good. And I keep saying one day I'm going to try it, but I eat coleslaw and cabbage types of dishes, but it's just
Not cooked cabbage.
Right.
Yeah, I eat cabbage every day, but it's raw.
Raw.
Well, not every
Exactly.
day. Oh, many days of the week I eat salads with cabbage in it. But
Same. Yeah. Not as often as
but
you.
not cooked cabbage. I do like cooked cabbage though. So if it's an option, I'll get it. I do enjoy it. I don't think my children would enjoy me cooking it.
He makes it every year for
farts.
What is it called? For New Year's, you do the black beans and is it black beans? Yeah, right? Black-eyed peas and cabbage. And the black-eyed peas smell great. The cabbage, not so much.
Yeah, I like black-eyed peas. I like black-eyed peas and rice. I like cabbage. So I'm good. I could get my luck and my money.
So when we were growing up, everybody was encouraged to wear green on St. Patrick's Day. wearing green or a shamrock is also a St. Patrick's Day tradition in general. It's one of the Irish traditions also to pinch someone who is not wearing green. And I remember many kids getting in trouble for pinching each other in school when we were kids.
I don't think it's nice to pinch people.
And I never remembered to wear green, so I got pinched a lot.
You
Even
know,
though I have green eyes, I think I should have gotten credit for that.
really, that's, yeah, same.
Right?
I've always tried to claim my eyeballs. So, you
So
know, it
Sunday
depended
is
on
St.
who was
Patrick's.
being
Should we
gave it
tell
to
people
us.
to wear green to church? Do you think people will wear green to church? I don't think I own anything green, do I?
I don't think I have anything. I have some things that have a little green on it,
I
but
have a sweater that's green, but it's too hot for that.
I don't have anything bright green.
Might have to go shopping and buy a green shirt.
My kids, they had dressed down today. St. Patrick's dress down fundraiser. They had to pay $1 to wear a green shirt. And Joey, both of them, it was more of a olive green that they had on. Neither of them had anything bright green that wasn't Mardi Gras. And that's the same for me. I don't have anything bright green except a shirt that I think is like it's yellow and green and purple. So I don't know. But they had on Joey had on he had a long sleeve tee and a short sleeve tee over it that are both green. And I'm like, you're gonna sweat to death today, son. But he wore it anyway. And then and Clover had on plaid, like a flannel, a green flannel shirt over a white. I think it was over a white shirt or a black shirt underneath. But we don't have anything that's, Kelly green.
I'm gonna have to look for something.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go scan through my closet. Maybe have a scarf or something. I don't know. But
That's a good idea. I'll have to look, see if I have something too.
You know, it traumatized my kids when they were younger. They always got excited about being able to wear something special to school that everybody else was going to wear, like it was sort of a camaraderie thing. And they always were happy to wear their green. And I think one of the kids, I don't know if it was Clover when they were younger or Renee when she was younger, had a really cool t-shirt that had a clover on it and it had a little Irish looking girl with red hair and it had a message on it or something that was real cute. And that was like probably the best thing we had ever had clothes wise. But there was, I don't remember what school it was, but one of the elementary schools that one or two of my kids went to, they had, I want to say it was in Florida. So it was probably the two oldest. They had this thing where in the morning after St. Patrick's Day had passed, the teachers would do this thing where they would go around and mess up the classroom. Like they would turn stuff upside down or move stuff around or leave little notes.
Like
On his
leprechauns?
desk. Yes. And it freaked my two oldest out so bad. They were so creeped out about leprechauns.
Oh, wow.
Ugh. You know what else
Must
we
have
need to
been
share?
fun.
You know what we need to share? Do you remember that music video about the news story about the leprechaun?
I don't think so.
Okay. I'll look for it. We'll have to share that.
Okay, we'll put that in our show notes. Okay. Awesome.
A leprechaun. So let's go back to our since we've trailed off. Between 1903 and 1970, most pubs in Ireland were closed because St. Patrick's Day was a religious holiday. However, the holiday was reclassified as a national holiday, and the nation started drinking even on this day. And drinking on this day has become a strong St. Patrick's Day tradition.
Especially in New Orleans. And St. Patrick's Day is a national holiday in both Ireland and North Ireland. It's a provincial holiday in the Canadian province of Newfoundland. And it's not a get off work holiday in New Orleans, but it's highly celebrated.
And here in the United States, our President John F. Kennedy, the 35th president, he wore a green tie when he got his picture taken when the Irish ambassador to the U.S., Thomas Kiernan, turned up at the White House, and he brought with him a bowl of shamrocks on St. Patrick's Day.
That's cool. More than 450 churches are named for St. Patrick in the United States. 450. And 5.5 million tourists visit St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York every year.
Cool. As many as Guinness beers are drunk on an average day, not on St. Patrick's. Half as many as beers on St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day is one of the most celebrated festivals in the world. And there's some other examples here of highly celebrated festivals. There's La Tomatina in Buñol, Spain. Holy, I'm not sure exactly how you pronounce it. It's holy. I think
it's holy.
Celebrated by Hindus around the world, and Carnival in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, and then the Lantern Festival in Taiwan. So there's a lot of other festivals that are big, but St. Patrick's that's right way up there.
Okay, so this one was a little surprising to me. St. Patrick's Day is not celebrated on March 17th when it falls within the Holy Week, the week just before Easter. So they're talking about Holy Week that consists of Good Friday and Maundy Thursday. So it says that it's not, St. Patrick's Day would not be celebrated on the 17th if that fell within that Holy Week. This happened this once happened when the day coincided with Palm Sunday in 1940 and then again in 2008. So the celebration of the day is adjusted when that's the case. In 1940, St. Patrick's Day was observed on the 3rd of April. And in 2008, it was observed on the 15th of March. So the 15th of March I get, but my goodness, the 3rd of April? Why move it that far away?
That is a long time.
So from now until 2160, the year 2160, it's not going to fall in Holy Week. So in our lifetime, we won't have to worry about that unless we live to be hundreds of years or 100 years old plus.
Wow.
There's that math again. 2160. What year are we in? 2024. Oh yeah, we would have to live another 140 years or so.
Fancy new medication comes along. We're gonna be long gone.
Death becomes her. Remember that? We just go to a repair shop and get everything fixed every time it breaks.
We could just get our heads hermetically sealed and frozen or whatever, like Disney. Somebody keep us in their storage unit.
According to my daughter, I'm at the latter point of my life right now, and I'm just going to be old and crusty after this.
Oh, well. Yeah. Well, some people think anything past 30 is old and crusty. So.
Right? I gave her my death stare when she said that.
We're just more grown up. We're very grown up. More than 1 million people take part in the St. Patrick's Day Festival in Dublin every year, and it's usually over a couple of days from the 15th to the 17th. That's a lot of people. I don't know what the population of Ireland is, but sounds like some are going to visit there.
So this was a little disappointing for me. Finding a 4-leaf clover on St. Patrick's Day is considered lucky, as you only have a 1 in 10,000 chance of doing that. Generally, you will find a 3-leaf clover. But here's the thing that was distressing to me was all these years, I have thought the occasional four-leaf clovers that I found were lucky, but I can guarantee you none of them were on St. Patrick's Day. So they probably weren't lucky. Just were four-leaf clover anomalies. The
I don't
four-leaf
think I've ever
clover,
found one.
I know I have, but it was probably only me twice in my life. I remember as a kid finding one and mom celebrating it with me that I found a four-leaf clover. But the four-leaf clover is meant to represent hope, faith, love, and luck. I thought that was kind of nice. However, some would tell you that they represent fame, wealth, love, and health.
Oh, that rhymes.
Fame, wealth, love,
Love
and health.
and health.
We could write a song and use the rhyming words. There you go.
I like hope and faith better.
I do too. I do too. But I thought it was kind of funny. Hope, faith, and love. And then that fourth one, the fourth leaf is luck. Because the
There you
fourth
go.
leaf is not common. So does that mean a three-leaf clover represents hope, faith, and love?
Oh, I like that.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's go with that.
Nice. Yeah.
Now there are some strange things about St. Patrick's Day, though.
Yeah. In 1762, the first New York City parade, St. Patrick's Day parade, took place, although Boston actually claims to be the first American town to celebrate St. Patty's in 1773. So they are actually, I think that is my typo error there. It was supposed to be 1737. I did a little dyslexia there. 1737, Boston claims to have started celebrating St. Patrick's Day, but it's not documented apparently that they had a parade, but they did in 1762 in New York City. And so with over 150,000 participants, the St. Patrick's Day parade in New York City is the world's oldest civilian parade and the largest in the United States. It's more than 3 million spectators line the parade route, which is 1.5 miles long, and the parade takes more than 5 hours to come to an end. So the 150,000 participants means that's people in the parade.
In the
not
parade.
watching. There's
Well, I'll
over
tell you
a
what,
million, over 3 million watching it.
Yeah, those New Yorkians, is that a good word?
Yeah, sure.
They know how to throw a parade. I mean, look at the Thanksgiving Day parade at Macy's and the Easter parade. Oh,
That sound too crowded for me though.
yeah, yeah.
No,
I'm a
I don't even
little-
go uptown. I like to keep it chill.
Gotta love it. Okay, so here's a strange tradition from New London, Wisconsin. In New London, leprechauns, I loved this one. This is which surprises me about your children, right? But in New London, leprechauns crawl around the city and change all the signs to New Dublin for the day. Even on the highway, I thought this was hysterical. I was picturing this. Apparently, this tradition stems from the wave of Irish immigration that fundamentally altered New London's previously German cultural profile in the 19th century. The leprechauns, who are actually members of the local Shamrock Club, go on to visit hospitals and schools. The parade also includes a staged adaptation of Finnegan's Wake. I'm trying to remember, there was a movie that we saw when you were young that scared the bejesus out of you.
Yes.
Was it Finnegan something or other?
I think so. That sounds
It
familiar.
had some type of Irish thing going on in it.
There was a leprechaun. I don't know. Maybe that's why my children.
That's why your children are afraid of leprechauns. It's
a generational
hereditary.
curse.
What?
Generational leprechaun curse.
Generational curse. I love it.
Oh, creepy leprechaun. Well, in Portland, Maine, talk about a rude awakening. The St. Patty's Day plunge of Portland, Maine involves jumping into the freezing Atlantic at 5:30 in the morning. Those who braved the early alarm and the frigid waters then enjoy a free Irish breakfast, a live auction, and a raffle at a nearby restaurant. And it's also for a good cause, not just adrenaline. The event donates the proceeds to charity, which is very nice. So
Yeah, when I read that, I thought, I wonder if they get to go home and shower first, because I'd be all grossed out to have to go sit
yeah,
in
all
wet
wet.
clothes that are dirty,
They must
probably.
have an opportunity to clean up. But that reminded me of our Christmas episode when we were talking about the one group that was that off of Ireland or was that Australia? I can't remember. I want to say it was Ireland, where they do a cold morning plunge into the water.
I think it was Ireland.
Yeah. So it must be an
be their
Irish
thing.
like jumping in cold water. I don't know.
I watched one of my Hallmark movies. I told you that I was going to bring up a Hallmark movie some kind of way. One of my Hallmark movies that I was watching, it was a castle that they were renovating or something. And there was some type of activity with the guys that were working on the castle or associated with it in some way. And they all went and jumped. They plunged. I don't know what that was about, but anyway. So no one throws a parade like New Orleans. We know that. And on St. Patrick's Day, the city flocks down to the Irish Channel neighborhood for a veritable street party. New Orleans might be the only place where you can take part in a vegetable food fight. Here we go with our food fights. Well, the last one wasn't in New Orleans, but
no hot dogs.
No. So think all the ingredients that go in Irish stew, especially cabbage, minus the beef, the ceremonial throwing of the cabbages using an underhanded technique so no one gets hurt. Yeah, right. Is meant to memorialize how cabbage replaced potatoes during the potato famine, thus becoming a staple of the Irish cuisine. I'm sorry, but you can't be replacing my potatoes with cabbage. That is not a viable alternative.
They just didn't have them. And there's actually an episode that one podcast that I was listening to for a while. I haven't in a while because I got distracted onto other podcasts. But it was The Alarmist. The podcast The Alarmist. They examine events in history and they decide who's to blame for them. And I think that's one of the ones they did. I'm pretty sure I listened to that one. Who was to blame for the potato famine of whatever year that was, 16 something or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's very.
I'm glad I didn't live during that time.
I know I couldn't live without potatoes every once in a while at least.
Even on Weight Watchers, I eat a tiny little bit of potatoes every day in the form of hash browns.
Little baby potatoes.
So we talked about enough to give me my potato fix. I need my potatoes.
I love potatoes. We had mashed potatoes yesterday with our dinner.
That's another sacrifice I make is the mashed potatoes. I think they're garlic mash at what is it? One of the restaurants that we order from, Applebee's, I guess. The garlic mashed potatoes are 8 points, but they are worth it.
Probably
worth it, baby. 8 points.
So we talked a little bit about Chicago dyeing their river. But there are other cities, apparently, that dye their waterways or landmarks green for St. Patty Days. There's a lot. But Chicago's Green River is the most famous one. And they turn it green just, in time for the parade. Like we were saying, it's a short time. And the parade's always on the closest Saturday to the holiday. Ours here is on the Sunday. And so this year it'll be actually on it was supposed to actually be on St. Patrick's. They had to postpone at least.
Yeah, I don't know if all of them are postponed, but at least the main one, yeah.
Yeah, one of them was because they're expecting rain Sunday, but here. But The tradition has been guarded by the Butler and Rowan families for more than 50 years. It's a 6-person boat crew, family only, and they distribute the top secret recipe that contains eco-friendly vegetable-based dye. So we were talking about it before, but this is a little bit more information, and it casts a spell on the waterway that can last well, this one says it can last a few days, but it actually, like I said, they've reduced it over time, so now it's only for the day. But in the past, it used to last longer. I have a feeling that it was not a matter of going from it lasting over a week or whatever the original was to lasting only the day. I have a feeling it has crept down.
Yes,
Probably
probably
with the cost of dye as well.
gradually. Oh, that's true too. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. So these next few that we're gonna get into are ones that are outside of the United States. They're around the world. So Montserrat, the Caribbean island, home to a sizable Irish Catholic population since the 17th century, is the only place in the world outside of Ireland where St. Patrick's Day is a public holiday. Montserrat's celebration isn't just generously proportioned, it lasts for 10 days. I wonder if all 10 days you get to take off for work or school or whatever. In addition to celebrating the saint, the day also commemorates a slave rebellion and includes a calypso competition. That's interesting, right? And Creole food, blending the island's Irish and African heritage. That's kind of cool.
It is. I would like to taste some of that food, please.
I know, it sounds delicious. We must be coming up on lunch as we record here.
Yeah. In Brussels, Belgium, I like Brussels. I like Brussels sprouts. Hey, I like your sprouts. Along with the traditional parade, Brussels residents enjoy playing Irish sports like Gaelic football, hurling, and camogie. I don't know how you pronounce it, but it's Camogie on March 17th. And if you feel like dusting off your sports attire later and cleaning up, head to the Black Tie St. Patrick's Day Ball, where you can toast with champagne at a reception. And it's not clear whether they dye the champagne green or not, but maybe they do. Maybe you have a green tuxedo. That would be awesome. Covered in shamrocks.
Have you seen they have suits that you can buy, like I want to say they're flannel with the shamrocks on them.
I think I have seen that.
Yeah. We have some friends that used to go to our old church that they were real big in the marching group in St. Patrick's Day parade, and the guys all wore those suits they were white with shamrocks. Thank you. All over them. Oh, okay. Here we go. In Wales, Banwen, Wales. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but it's a Welsh city, and it has laid claim to being St. Patrick's birthplace. And they ritualize St. Patrick's Day annually. According to the members of the Banwen and District History Club in Wales, St. Patrick was born in Banwen in the year 385 AD as Maywen Succat, or Succat, as Priscilla says. Their parade culminates at a stone commemorating the saint's alleged birthplace. A Blarney stone, maybe? Huh. I don't know.
I would think. I would hope. I don't know if they put their lips all over it. I hope these people using some germ gel or something. I don't know. You don't want to get that in your mouth, though. They got to sanitize it. I'm picturing like common cup at communion, where they have to wipe between people. Maybe they use baby wipes. I don't know.
It's still, if it's outdoors, do you want to kiss it?
I don't know. Here's a wild one on the International Space Station. How international are we talking here? Because apparently St. Patrick's Day is not only earthbound. In 2013, a Canadian astronaut wore green and took a picture of Ireland from space and posted a video of himself singing Danny Boy.
Oh, I love that. I want to see that video.
And this builds on the precedent of another famous astronaut who performed an Irish flute song in space to commemorate St. Patrick's Day. So
That's awesome.
the astronauts getting their St. Patty's on up high or out and gravity.
Well, if you are wondering about other countries and areas around the world, Japan is also part of the St. Patrick's Day celebrations. And in Aichi, Japan, one of Japan's St. Patrick's Day parades kicks off there as at the Aichi Shrine, which is dedicated to a Shinto sun goddess. With the Japanese and Irish flags flying together, residents dress like leprechauns. They play bagpipes and they do jigs. Now that's my kind of parade. I want to be involved in that. And the day culminates with an oyster festival, which I could do without because I am not a fan of oysters. But I thought that was kind of cool. I would like to be doing the Irish. I've always wanted to learn how to do the Irish dancing. Like, what is it called? The dance.
Oh, like river dance? Like,
yes, river dance. Thank you.
well, I think that's just the,
What's the guy's name?
name?
Michael Flatley?
yeah, Michael Flatley, the Lord of the Dance.
There you go.
When I was teaching Zumba, every year we at least I had a couple of other ones I started adding that were Irish jigs that when I was trying to do when I had Zumba kids, I did themes that were based on location. So for St. Patrick's Day, when we got close to St. Patrick's Day, I decided to start doing an Irish theme, and we had several Irish jigs, or we would do little warm-ups to Irish music that weren't necessarily jigs. But for my adult class, I had one that I always included, and it's called Tell Me Ma, and it's a really funny song, and it is a very energetic dance, and we all would want to fall on the floor when we were done with it because it was a lot of kicking your legs and jumping up and down.
Lil thing is that
We might have to share the video that I borrowed the choreography from for that too. We might have a lot for people to watch for homework. And y'all have to all do the jig and tell us if you fell on the floor when you're done.
I have a friend, I don't know where they live, but my friend Sarah and Martin, their daughter does Irish dancing and she competes in all these different competitions around the area where they live. And she is just so precious. And I'm saying that as if she's a tiny little child. I think she's probably about 10 or 11 now, but they do her hair up like really big. She's got real big hair on top of her head and all. And that's apparently how they all dress. Because when they post pictures of her with her fellow dancers, they all have their hair like that. But I just get so tickled by it. And I think it's wonderful that she's involved in that. And I keep saying, one day I'm going to join a group like that and I'm going to learn how to do Irish dancing. Maybe you can learn how to do Irish dancing with me. You would think.
Ooh, it takes a lot of energy and a lot of and good feet. So I don't know how much I can do of anymore because I don't have good feet anymore. But
Me neither.
to see. We can give it a try. Oh,
Wow, that was fun. I hope everybody has a wonderful St. Patrick's Day and learned something from what we shared.
yeah, that'll be good.
Do you have any marinade?
I
leave
do have some
everyone with?
marinade. I actually went through a few choices of marinade before I landed on this one because I
Feel
kept
ya.
getting excited about things, but some of my things, and it's funny, I've seemed to be all on the same kind of vein, but the one that I really landed on that has stuck with me, and I just really loved it. I was scrolling through Instagram and I came across a post that was not somebody I follow, but I do now. I followed her when I saw it. Her name is Frankie Simmons, and her handle on Instagram is Frankie Doodle Dandy, which is really cute.
Oh, I like that. That's
But,
cute.
she posts a lot of nature-y kind of stuff. I didn't get to delve into her account real deep, but it looks like she's very into nature type stuff. But she was just sitting in her yard and pointing at her garden and stuff, and she was saying, you know, when you, and this is paraphrasing, this is not all of this is direct quotes, some might be what she said, but in general, she was saying when you plant a seed and it's taking a long time to grow or nothing's happening with it, you don't think, what a lazy seed. It lacks motivation. It's a slacker seed. You know, you don't think that about the seed. You should ask, or if you don't, the normal thing, the correct thing to ask is, what did the seed need that it didn't get?
Mm.
And when you think about it, what do you need for a seedling to grow? You need the right environment and time. And the right environment includes a lot of other needs like food, you know, water, sunlight, nutrients.
Yeah.
Right? And so she was saying, when we are trying to grow as people, when we're trying to experience personal growth, so I'm kind of hopping back to my hot sauce from last week a little
Yeah,
bit.
that's okay. It's a
I
different
just seem to
perspective.
be on the same, all on the same thing. My other choice of marinade, which I might use next time I do marinade, was also related but different. But she was saying, when we're trying to grow personally, we need to give ourselves the right environment. We need to be in the right environment if we can control that. Meaning, you know, we need to be, you know, intaking the right things. We need to be in the right places at the right time. And when we're trying to grow, we need to give ourselves that time to grow and ask ourselves, what do we need, you know, in this environment that can make us have the growth potential. And but if we aren't growing, or if we look back on our past and think of times, you think of, we've grown so much since a certain time before, and we're like, why were we not where we are now back then? We need to remember that we probably were not in the right environment. It was not the right time. Not that our seed wasn't good, but that we were not given what we needed at that time to grow. And sometimes, especially when you're younger, it's not your fault, you know? And the older you get and the more mobile you are, the more worldly you can be, as far as, you know, reaching out into the world, meeting people, reading more, and all of the stuff we talked about last week, the more opportunity you'll have to grow. And sometimes people don't have that opportunity. They're not capable of it. And when we look at the times when we weren't able to grow, we need to give ourselves some grace and remember that it was not the right environment, or it wasn't the right time for the growth. And I just really liked that.
I like that as well. That's a different perspective than anything we've talked about.
Mhm.
Very good. Very
Yeah.
nice. I was looking to see what our topic is for next week. It's the one I'm so excited
I was getting ready to
about.
say, I know it's the one you've been looking forward
I can't believe I even had to look it up. Yeah,
to.
we're going to be talking about spring cleaning, baby.
I'm cleaning.
I am so excited.
Looking around my messy house. I need to spring clean my house.
But this will motivate you.
It will. Yeah.
I'm super excited to share some budget organizing ideas that day.
Yeah. And that it helps that that soon after our spring cleaning episode will be spring break for the kids, which is that's one of those things I get hung up on when I know I have to get kids ready in the morning and get them to school and then be ready to leave the house to pick them up. I have a tendency to put stuff off.
Because you don't want your momentum to get broken.
Right, exactly.
Yes, I totally get it.
I'm not a short term, I'm not a piecemeal project person. I like to dive into it, and if the time is passing and I have no idea, I don't want to have to worry about it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so I'm looking forward to our spring break, and I'm hoping the weather is good because I have a lot of outdoor spring cleaning that I need
Yeah.
to do as far as weeds and planting new stuff and trimming my bushes and all that. My bushes in the back of the house are gonna start poking up through my roof because they're right on the edge of the house. And I
Yeah.
need to get those trimmed down, and the sweet olive is encroaching on the driveway. So, but every time I see that stuff, I go, oh, I need to do that. And then I come inside the house and forget they exist.
That's easy. All right. Well, we'll give you all the scoop on spring cleaning next week, but have a happy St. Patrick's Day. And until we're back, make yourself a priority.
Take care of you.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks for joining us. Make sure you subscribe to keep up on all the latest sauce. See you next time.